Hello, everybody. It's the Daiyusha podcast.
What's up?
Zap. Totally isn't the second time we gotta do this. I swear.
Yes.
So yeah, this totally was. We were supposed to have this out yesterday, but recording mishap, meaning for some reason my audio got muted for like. Here's the video. This much of it was me muted. Most of it I was not talking.
Seems legit.
Which is fine because that means we made it so what we're going to talk about is a little bit more fluent and it's not like all over the fucking place.
Yes, simplicity
Sadly, you
is.
won't be able to see my reaction to some of the dumbest artworks. Wait, wait, hold on. I think I gotta.
Are you gonna go on your rage again?
No, we don't have to go on my rage. That rage could be saved for another video, but I think I wasn't muted when I saw Rufus's. Hello, everybody! Art. Welcome to the Daiyusha pod. Oh god, yeah, they probably heard that too.
Write down in the comments
there's my
if you think
rant. There's the Blaze Maiden stuff. Oh, ooh.
Write down in the comments if you think Rufus has some dumbass art.
Hold on, I think we're getting to it. We're getting to it, boys. I'm totally not watching it, I swear. Because it was actually right after we talked about Rufus is when I got muted.
You mean Bruce, not Rufus.
Brutus. It's the Bruce. Yeah, whatever.
A2 Brutus.
But yeah, I think it was Bruce is when I got muted.
Yes.
Unless
it's Bruce's fault that he muted you because you told him that his looks dumbass.
Well, in all retrospect, yes, his artwork looked trash. No! I don't think so.
So we should probably get right on to what we're talking about.
Oh no, I was muted. Unless I missed it. No, I wasn't. Hell yeah, I found it. All right, that I could show that later.
Yes.
Oh, sure. Don't care. Go away. Oh, I probably should mute my wallpaper.
Probably.
Don't want copyrighted music getting played. God no. Also, I'm getting paged. Who paged me? All right, Justice, you can talk about what you showed.
All right. So
about the stream last night.
All right, so there was a lot of stuff that got revealed in the stream. A lot. And when I can bring this up here. Wait, hold on. There we go. Okay. Share screen. Awesome. Here we go. Go live. Awesome. So
okay,
we got...
you streaming is really cutting your stuff out.
Alright, so let's forget that. And why don't you bring it up?
Sure. Give me a second to find it. I gotta look through the history.
Yep, time for you to expose your browsing history.
I have no faults for this because I don't have to go much into this because it's right here.
Yes.
English, please.
Thank you. All right. So the main thing, I only stayed for the TCG, obviously, because, in my opinion, anime, woo, 0, awesome. G is coming to 0, awesome.
Oh, so I'm glad I stopped playing Zero. Thank God.
What? You won't be able to play your
Justice,
Dimensional Robo Die World.
Justice,
Deck.
I have that uninstalled.
I know, but you could
It's
rebuild your Die World.
I could, but it's like Justice. You have to realize with how Zero is set up, it's not the Vanguard I like. I don't care for it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Not for everybody. But
It's not for
TCG.
everybody.
So,
Also,
actually, why don't you go to
the heck is
the main,
Mayfly?
the home screen. Let's go to the home screen first because that will show like everything that got shown in the home screen.
I did. I clicked the button right here that said,
There we go.
and it went to information.
All right, scroll down.
Also,
Down.
hold on. Let's make sure it's in English. Okay.
Yep, click on that.
This.
Yep. All right. Let's do this. Yep, down we go. Basically it's saying that yeah, well, if you tweet out something you get a box of that booster. All right. Keep going down. All right. They're saying Legion, da da da. All right, choose birthday festival. Woo, no one cares. Keep going.
I hate that.
Yeah. All right. There's lore. We're getting like a uh United Sanctuary version of Dragonic Overlord, which is interesting.
Ooh.
Old man Overlord, basically. All right. So starting with BTO2, if you want to click on that.
This thing?
Yep. So this is going to be Booster 2 and Booster 3. These are called encounter cards. Basically, what they do are like
We can
stuff
probably
that can be
click
both.
here.
Yeah, there we go. That works. All right,
Oh,
scroll.
English, please. 1, 2, 3,
Become
4.
English. There we go.
I want. What
All
is
right.
this? 2 type of dress wears. Bruce.
Yep.
Horrible. 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 That is horrible artwork.
Oh, trust me. Wait till you see Bastion.
I seen Bastion.
Yeah.
I seen it. I enjoyed that artwork. His artwork's cool. Bruce's artwork is shit.
Okay. Anyhow, yeah, keep scrolling down.
I keep scrolling down. Ooh.
Each box, it's that.
Sorry, I never seen the other people. I never seen these people. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's in the series, yeah.
ESR. See, look
Alright,
how crap that artwork is. That looks so bad. Look at Bruce. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is
Mhm.
pinnacle of awesomeness. Then what
Mhm.
did we get with this?
Anime.
Trash.
We get anime. That's what we
That's
get.
good. That's
Mhm.
good. That looks good. No.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Okay, I guess it doesn't show it. Big
Hold
sad.
on. It said look for it. Oh, click here for the details on encounter with. Oh, it's literally the
Look
set.
forward to the update. Okay, so just click on that. Yeah, the next photo. Sure, we'll go with that.
So what it is, what I can explain this one. It's gonna have the set it came out of and the release date here, as well as the clan emblem.
Mhm.
So you can tell, like I believe it. Let's see if I can grab the picture on Discord. That explained better.
Yeah.
That's not our Discord. That's our Discord. I have too many Discords. Let's scroll up. Starting from respect to a Brush of the Legends or Encounter of the Legends, we'll have a. Our cards will also have the year it was sold printed on them.
That's the next picture.
Well, that is
this.
the next, which like it's that's a good thing.
Yeah. So it's
And then
basically
introducing
gonna
a
be
new
more
card
like,
type in Booster Pack 2, Encounter cards. These cards come with a special frame and are usable in both Standard and V Premium.
yeah.
Which, for you people who play V now, that's still V.
And Mori did not stress this enough in the production. He literally said that this does not mean that cards will get rotated into a new format. He could not stress that enough. That D standard will be the new standard and only standard. He did not stress this enough. And there's a QR code for like lore and stuff, but yeah.
Eyo. Which, if it's zoomed in enough that I could see it, I can scan it. I'm on that website right now. English, please.
I think that's the only thing. That's the other thing that you got going for you in the way of mobile devices.
There's a comic?
My phone won't translate to English.
Huh.
Yours probably can.
There's a comic coming out for this. Oh yeah. Just this time, my phone was able to translate some of it. It can't translate pictures, but it translates the actual words.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Today, the illustrations for episode 2 and 3 of The Elderly have been updated.
Yeah.
And there's a novel right now. There's a novel out now.
Yeah, called
The Elderly.
Vanguard Turnabout.
It's called The Elderly.
Yeah. Which I think you would be interested in. Like low key.
Hey, guess what? I can read it in English. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Good for you. Let's move on.
Okay.
All right. But anywho, why don't we go on to back to product presentation. Okay.
We already talked about that. Yeah. We already talked about it.
Okay. Now let's talk about
we will talk about this at a later date.
Yeah.
Let's
just say
in all fairness,
it's not just mermaids anymore. It's not just mermaids anymore.
It's not just mermaids, as you can see here, but I will say this. I think that it was... Let me actually grab... Yeah, and then it's like Shaman King and Overdress are going to be a thing. That's really cool. And let me read what it said in our Discord, because I know they gave us the actual... So we got War Beast... Human, Dragonoid, and Vampire.
Yes.
Which means Cat Girl, Humans, Miss Kubayashi's Dragon Maid, and Succubi / Vampire / Coolness.
So, Konosuba-esque girls, yes.
Alright, that's it for that.
And now for the more important... aren't we going V collection? So we could at least talk about it and then have the predictions in a different video.
We'll talk about that at a later date. We'll save that for an actual video and not a podcast. Because this podcast this podcast is about Overdress. Meaning that means V collection, that's not Overdress.
Plus, rest in peace, whiteboard. We won't be able to use that for our next predictions video.
Sadly, no.
Yep.
I couldn't if I... Well... No, I don't think I could. No, especially with how they have the background set up. Nope.
Yeah.
Well, now I have a novel I get to read.
Mm-hmm.
which I actually want to see what it looks like in Japan. Oh gosh, this legit was like... It was all kanji. Until my phone...
Yeah.
See, I will say this. Android. Yeah.
Again, that is the only salty thing I will say that Apple cannot do. And that's translate on mobile devices. I will admit to defeat about that.
Oh no, I can make you admit to defeat by another thing because I've already said this. Okay. And that is with only using the YouTube app and the web browser. I want you to make that find a song on YouTube and make it so you can play it in your music player on your phone by using a website. Apple can't do it.
Yeah. I literally have to go on my laptop, do the converter, and then
Exactly. You
literally
have
just
so many
copy it
steps.
on.
What does Android do? I go to a website, I put the YouTube URL in, I click download, I click MP3, download, it downloads, go to my folders, click the download I just did, boom, it's playing on my music. So there you go. There's another thing that Apple has against you.
I feel like we should timestamp this podcast. Like have like one of our timestamps be argument against Apple being in one.
Justice, I can tell you this. Anytime anyone's like with Apple, I will win this argument because my argument, even Apple users will agree on, is that customization is key with phones for me. I want my phone to represent me. Apple's customization is atrociously bad because if it's not an Apple product or Apple device, or if it's not Apple related at all, no, you're not allowed. That's why I like Android. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like it probably how many steps does it take for you to get music as your alarm?
Well, you can either order off of the iTunes.
There, right there. You have to pay.
That's the faster way. Or you just basically what I do is slip CDs into the laptop, burn a copy.
You would still
sync it
have to buy the music.
Yeah.
What does Android do? I can easily just go on my phone, clock, alarm, add an alarm, alarm sound, ringtone, there's a plus symbol. Hey, look, it's all my music that I have downloaded legally on my phone. I can pick anyone I want. Let's pick one that I know is not going to get copyrighted. The butt. Oh, God, not those. Those are my audiobooks. Those are definitely going to get copyrighted. 100%. I don't have any good ones.
Something like Ria's lewd sounds.
No, I was trying to get like Undertale because Undertale's not bad. We'll do this. Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, baby. And guess what? Done. Hey, look. Selected you. That's what. There it is, right there. My alarm will wake up for Yu-Gi-Oh. The Yu-Gi-Oh theme at 6 a.m. I click save, and there you go. It's already done.
There you go.
See? Again, when it comes to customization, Android will always beat Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Because Apple can't play nice with others. And am I wrong, Justice? You're an Apple user. Am I wrong? I'm not hearing anything. Oh, did my internet cut out? That's probably an option. Or is Justice not talking? Justice. Hold on 1 second, folks. Alright, we're back. I got Justice back. Apparently he forgot he was on push to talk or something. So, Justice, was my argument valid for why Android will be better with customization than Apple?
Let's move on.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. So, do we want to talk about the start decks?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I forgot to get something too, and I'm laughing my butt off.
Good job.
Oh well, I can easily get to it.
Must have not been important.
No, it is important, but like I said, we could talk about that at a later date. Which, we'll get to it when we get to it. So, we're going to go over all the start decks.
Have fun with your reincarnation of Overlord deck.
Oh, this ain't a reincarnation. This will not beat Overlord. Overlord will always be the best Dragon Empire deck that I've ever played. And now that he's coming back, I can still say he is. Hell yeah! Dude, when I saw that last night, you don't know how ecstatic I was. I was
I
just
believe it.
like, fuck yeah! This is
Oh
why
no, I saw the Discord for the Cardfight wiki that I was following the translation while watching DifferentFight stream of the uh the product presentation, and they were the Discord channel was being so salty, like, oh god, why are we getting retrains again of old units? It's so dumb. Like, I'm over here like saying it's just going to be for this set and then the next set in March of 2022. It's not going to be happening that often. Calm your tits.
which again, I will say that I'm gonna say the same thing I said in our Discord. Which is this. This is similar to how rush duels in the Yu-Gi-Oh's OCG are, because that's basically their version of technically like Overdress, because us in the TCG we're not getting rush duels. They've already told us that, because I think it's rush duels is their version of speed duels, which is sad because rush duels are actually extremely fun. I enjoy them, and I'm pissed that we're not getting them in TCG, but that's a later discussion. But because rush duel cards are also like the all new, different artwork, different style of the cards, they have what they call legend cards, which is basically the old cards brought into this with the same effects or something different. Like example, we're getting Dark Magician Girl. It has its anime effect where it's a plus 500 instead of plus 300. But that's because the Dark Magician's a legend card. You can only play one in your deck. So it's just like they're not doing it for every single card.
And I watched this morning YouTuber by the name of Solemn Vanguard, and I will link this video to the description below. But he literally said, in every single collectible card game that we know and love, there's always going to be, for this, Blaster Blade and Dragonic Overlord, Pokemon, Pikachu and Charizard, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Enough said.
Magic the Gathering. All them
Jace
they're
and
planeswalkers.
Teferi. Yeah, Jason Teferi. Because,
and
as the
Chandra.
joke goes, Teferi never rotates. Teferi never rotates.
Yep. Like I said, every card game has this. You're not getting away with it. Because here's the thing. You have to realize, iconic cards make money because all of us are freaking nostalgia freaks.
Mhm.
Example. Here's an example. I'm a nostalgia freak. I love Pokemon. A lot of people mad at the new remakes because no one likes it. It's the art style's too bad. It's like, welcome to the original art style that Pokemon has had for over 20 years. I'm still buying. I still have them all pre-ordered. I have all the Pokemon games for Switch. Well, almost every Pokemon game. I don't have Let's Go. I don't own Let's Go Eevee, and I don't own the Mystery Dungeon. But other than that, I think I own every Pokemon game on the Switch. Because Pokemon Snap is very addicting. All right, now let's talk about let's continue what we were here for. Shall we?
We shall.
So what we're gonna do is what we have here is the Holy Dragons, which we have over here. We have the nice, awesome, not that artwork. Everyone hates that artwork. It looks like crap. Give me the good artwork.
Brought to you
please.
by the Navy.
Here we go. Here's good artwork. Right here, we got the glorious flaming chicken.
Yes.
4-winged chicken. The chicken wings on this is amazing. What it does is it basically is this start deck is based all around the keyword Overdress, which is what this deck is designed to do, is to overdress your rear guards, which what Overdress does is where is it? It's using units like this.
Mm-hmm.
Is if you have a trick star in your rear guard circle, yeah, put this on top of it.
Yeah, you don't retire it. It just
It stays
stacks.
underneath it. It's like
it stacks.
It's like Vanguard. It's like the Vanguard all over again. Only it's not over. It's not It's not considered a soul. It's different.
I guess if we were to compare it to the new Digimon card game, it's like Digivolving.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, that's what this deck is designed around, is the overdress mechanic. And the ride deck is as followed: is your grade 0 of choice. It doesn't matter.
Like I've seen plays of Trickstar as a grade 0.
Trickstar, Sunrise Egg, other stuff. It's just like, it's whatever you want. Yeah. But this ride deck will not change from grade 1 to 3 with set 1, because we're talking today is just what's coming out this month. The decks come out on Friday. The set comes out next week. Yes, next week. Next week the set comes out. So with that in mind, this ride deck will not change. Blaze, you'll be using the Rhino and the Ryu?
Yeah.
Ryu, whatever. You'll be using the giant flaming chicken. This will be your ride deck, 100%. Now, the amount will definitely change in the future, but that's neither here nor there right now. This is basically designed with overdress in mind, which your overdress unit is Varina. Well, this guy right here, which you overdress over Trickstar. Don't like that artwork. I like its original artwork. It looks cuter. But, again, that is neither here nor there.
Yes.
Which, that's basically the whole goal of this deck, is overdressing your units. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Protagonist is strong.
Yes, because the protagonist is not using United Sanctuary for once in their life. And yes, I don't count
Gear Chronicle.
I don't count G, because G is still in the same era. I can tell you this, we ain't seeing Sendo Aichi in this. Unless he's already appeared and I don't know.
For the last 4 or 5 episodes that I have seen, Aichi has not shown up.
Has he been mentioned?
No.
Awesome. So yeah, there's your point.
Like hell, Card Capital doesn't even exist in the series.
Exactly. So guess what? Alright. Next, we'll let Justice talk about the ugly card.
Look at for this, if you click on the Japanese, it'll actually show the good art.
It doesn't matter.
Anywho, so I heard a funny joke with this. Ever wanted to go into the NFL, but you got a concussion in high school while playing on the football team, and have to play the stupid card game instead? Well, this is what this deck is. Yep. Basically, Spike Bros have been reincarnated into Diablos Violent Bruce,
which
with the mechanic Final Rush,
which
you the player are in Final Rush.
Yes.
Not the card. It's a unique mechanic which the player gets.
Yes,
not
but like
the card.
But like I say, it's still a card mechanic because the card is putting you in Final Rush.
No doubt.
Which
It's
how this
like
works?
the
It's
gift
right.
markers.
It's right here on boost. Right here, it says at the start of your ride phase, you Final Rush, meaning before you place a card to ride, you will check for Final Rush. Meaning you don't get Final Rush the moment you plop this guy down.
Yeah. It's basically kind of like the gift markers in which the gods gave you like a gift for the cards, but at the same time, not really.
It's similar but different. But yeah, that's and then what Final Rush does is basically there's a lot right here card effects will ask, "Are you in Final Rush? Are you? Ooh, sweet! You get to do this now! Yay!" It's basically it.
Yeah, I guess it's a play on. It's like the new uh final turn, but less cocky.
It's basically like it's a football mechanic. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's the Final Rush. Last 2 minutes of the game. Here's all your plays. This is all the plays you have available to you now.
Yeah.
Which that's basically what this is. Is basically putting filling up the soul, so you can use their effects.
And apparently, Bruce has an angry Richard.
He has an angry Richard, and he has a bad Steve.
A big angry Richard.
Who's bad Steve? What does he do? Is he the? Yeah, he's the ride change. See, if you're in Final Rush, it gets +5. Like when you know, that's basically it's all football. That's all this is.
So you literally can attack for 26.
Yeah.
If you don't persona ride. 36 if you do.
We'll just do that for later. All right, next.
Also me. All right. Ever thought that Morikawa was either underrated or overrated, but you also wanted to play the original protagonist clan, or in this case nation? Well, here you go. We have Bastion. Basically, this deck revolves around a shit ton of grade 3. And yeah, look at that beautiful art. Let's just gaze upon this beautiful art. Just it's beautiful.
The pixels.
It looks like a knockoff SSSS Gridman, but it works. It just works. It's beautiful. There's not really speechlessness. But yeah. Let's get back in. Let's go into the meat and potatoes of this.
Yeah,
Basically,
hold on. To explain this deck, if Royal Paladin and Gold Paladin had a baby with Morikawa, there you go.
Yeah, but no one wants to have a baby with Morikawa. He's dumb.
I don't know. In V, he wasn't as dumb as he used to be.
Well, then he had a better deck.
He also wasn't as dumb.
Yeah. He literally took Hyo's old deck and was like, you know what? I like this.
Alright, you have fun.
So yeah, basically this deck centers around shit ton of grade 3s, and grade 3s have certain effects that Bastion goes. Its main effect is like during your turn, as it says, continuous Vanguard, all your grade 3s get power +2, including itself. So you're swinging with a 15k Vanguard. When you don't persona ride. When you do, it's 25. But its main gimmick effect is at the end of the battle that you drove check a grade 3, you basically do a Officer Kaiser, which is stand one of your rear guards, and it gets power +10. So basically, you would, in the way of strategy goes, you would first swing one of your grade 3s unboosted, attack the Vanguard. Most likely, your opponent will not guard since it's just a measly 15k rear guard attack, nothing going on. But then you swing with Vanguard, obviously probably boosted for say 30 because of the one grade 2 that we will talk that actually no, I'll go into the grade 2. So basically the grade 2 from the ride deck is if you have 3 or more grade 3s on the field, it gains boost. It is Rooks. Yep. Yeah, during the turn, if you have 3 or more grade 3 units, this unit gets boost and power +5. So you swing then with Bastion with Rooks boosting it for like 30, 40 if it's on a persona ride, and you drive check a grade 3 or as well as a different trigger. You put the trigger on that unit. You discard a grade 3 from hand, you restand, and it gets power +10 on top of if you put a trigger on that. So that would be 33. Yeah, 33 unboosted. So it's a fun deck. Looking at the pie chart, it actually did very well in tournaments, not including stuff that would be added from Festival Collection and onward. But I guess that's the small and the large of it. Just grade 3s galore and punch.
Yep.
Grade 3s and punch.
Grade 3s and punch.
So next one. Take it away.
We get to talk about Stoichia. Or Stoichia, whatever. I don't care. It's going to be Stoichia from now on. The goal of this deck is basically attack, attack, and attack. Oh, and did I also mention attack?
Yes.
Because what does this guy do? Well, at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, you counterblast 1. You choose one of your rear guards, and until the end of the turn, you get attacked from the back row. Oh, and it gets +5. Did I also mention if you persona load, you choose 3 instead of 1? Yeah, that means 6
basically
attacks.
Your entire back row can attack.
Basically, and it gains bonuses depending on what you do.
Yeah.
That's basically the meat and potatoes of what this deck is. It's attack from the back row, and attack, and attack. And then I also mention attack.
Yes.
Literally.
You're basically
let me show. Hold on. Let me
attack.
show you the wavy attack spun with friends. It's literally just punch, 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 punch. But then I also mentioned punch.
Apparently, our sponsor for today's podcast is Juicy Juice.
No, it's the ad from this, and then we talk about in my opinion, one of my favorite decks out of the entire set of 5.
Which is surprisingly not doing too well for what it does.
But it's because it's a very gimmicky and trolly deck.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense if you can't keep your prison with 3 or more with at least 3 cards, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I will guarantee that. But usually you will always have at least 3 cards in prison. Also, what does this deck do? Bonk! Go to horny jail.
Yeah, basically, bonk, go to horny jail.
Which we will talk about that. This is the card that does it all. Because Brantgate brings us a new order. Well, new order. I think Band Dream was the first one to come with set orders.
Mm-hmm. But there was no order, so you just put it in the back middle column.
Yeah. So they actually now have we actually have order zones and stuff like that because Brentgate does set orders. Which, what does this do? Well, when you play this, you gotta risk one of your units. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you do it. Trust me, I played a deck. It doesn't matter. You put this on the order zone, and when you do, you soul charge 3. Also, while this is on your order zone, your opponent can call a rear guard if they don't know what color Rearguard, they can perform the following: Soul Blast 1 to choose 1 Imprison card and call it to Rearguard, or Counterblast and they can choose 2. Notice it says choose 2, not up to 2. That means if there's only 1 card in prison, they cannot Counterblast to get that out.
Yeah.
They have to Soul Blast.
Which, comparing it to the last start deck that you talked about, Stoichia is a very Soul Blast heavy deck.
Again, like I said, it's just...
So this deck would be a very formidable foe against the Stoichia one.
This is a formidable foe against anything if they let you put a lot of cards in prison.
Yeah, this deck can make things go out of hand very quickly if you don't do something about it.
And here's my favorite part. With this deck, you usually have a big hand because you're usually not calling a lot. You usually have the back row free of cards. You don't usually have, because they boost themselves up enough that you don't need boosters.
And when we talk about the booster decks, we can both attest that Brandgate is not very call heavy. It's just it's going to be a lot of cards in hand.
With Brandgate, it's not a back row deck. Like, it doesn't. You don't really have to have cards in the back row.
No.
Unless there's probably a card in the back row that I can think of that makes it so it when the boosted attack hits, imprison a card, which I think there is a card like that. I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's in Festival. That's in Festival. We do not talk about Festival.
Isn't it? Well, like I said, I know we do have a card like that, and I don't know where it is or when we get it, but that's besides the point. And yeah. That's
the start decks.
Yep. Now we get to talk about the cards to upgrade the start decks. We'll go first with Dragon Empire. We got 2 Overdress cards.
Valiente and Arc.
And Arcs. Which I will say this is between Arcs and the original Variana, whatever how you say it. I don't care at this point. The other one is better for pressure. This one's like a good like 2 or 3 of that you just put on, draw 2, counterblast, draw 2 cards, and that's really it. Usually, and then you will put Valiente on top of him because Valiente is basically amazing for the Overdress, for any Overdress deck. When I mean Overdress, I mean the effect Overdress, not the game. Because what does this do? Oh, hey, this is in the Overdress state, right? Yeah. Okay. Did it hit? Yeah. Okay, I counterblast, discard a card. Guess what? Stand, attack again. For guess what? Usually when you have this, he's going to also have plus 10,000 from his own effect, plus the additional 10,000 from Giant Flaming Chicken.
I mean, and it only gets stronger the more you overdress over it with this card.
Yes.
So you can literally stack a Valiente on top of Valiente, on top of Valiente, on top of an Arch, on top of a Trickstar, and you get big, beefy dragon.
Yes, it's pressure because you have to realize if your opponent does let this go through, they have to worry about it again. Which is very scary for pressure.
Yeah.
So that's the that's for Dragon Empire. Next, I will talk about basically the 2 cards that we got for Prison, which, in my opinion, this is the only card you really need to look out for in Prisons because this is a card that was well needed. It basically gains shield depending on the amount of cards in your prison, which means it's a really good interceptor and shielder. So it's really good. Plus, when you place it, you automatically just one of your opponent's promo cards, imprison that.
Because once you look at her, you already get the horn dog. So
yeah, guess what? You see, let me show you. You see this? See this right here? Bonk. There's your horny jail bullets right there.
Yes.
And then the basically like the backup grade 3, which in all fairness, the only grade 3 you will ever have on Vanguard Circle is the one from the start deck. You will never have anything other, because all the other grade 3s for prison are rear guards.
I don't think those were bullets.
No, those are bullets.
I mean, bullets that go elsewhere, but this is somewhat of a family-friendly stream
And then
or
this
podcast.
one is
So
just,
there you go.
hey look, Soul Blast +2, and guess what? Hey, that front row rear guard, prison.
Yes.
Like, this ain't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, then we got Justice can have fun with this one.
All right, we got the hotshot himself, Diablo's Boys Eden. Basically, if you yourself are in Final Rush, this unit gets +5, and if this restood because of Bruce's effect, which is Soul Blast 5 and Restand 2, if it restands, it gets +1 crit. So it only gets more dangerous
And if
the
it
more it stands.
and if it hits, you counterblast 1 and you retire a rear guard.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's very simplistic, but effective.
It's simplistic, effective, and it just adds on to the pressure that Final Rush already has. Because here's the thing.
Absolutely.
That last effect, that doesn't matter if you're in Final Rush or not. So that's that's still scary as a regular rear guard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Next, we have the grade. I'll talk about the grade 3 replacement, because, in all fairness, I think all the grade 3 replacements that are in the sets are better than the grade 3 replacements we have in the decks. So it's good to upgrade, and most of them are your like double rares, so it's easy. Unless you're Dragon Empire, yours is a triple rare, which is perfectly fine. Which this one, when it attacks, if you're in Final Rush, put one of your guys in the soul, draw a card, soul charge, and this unit gets +10. Guess what? You're putting more cards in the soul to help with your soul blasting effects.
Yeah.
Which, what is it? Bruce, I almost forgot his name for a second. Bruce is a soul charge 5 for his effect. So
Soul Blast 5, yeah.
Yeah, Soul Blast 5. So that's already a big cost. But you have cards that can easily do it. Like,
yeah, we're talking Genesis heavy for a Soul Blast.
Yeah, and here's an example of what I mean. This is a card that's in the set. That's in the deck.
Oh yeah, brother.
It's just Soul Charge 2 on a grade 1 thing.
Order. Yeah.
So this is good in Bruce and in Bufus, which we'll talk about Bufus at a later date.
Well, Barrow Magnus.
The Barrow Magnus, Bufus, whatever.
It's okay. Basically, but yeah, you see on the Brother's Soul, it doesn't say Counterblast 1. It doesn't say Soul Blast 1. It doesn't even say Counter Charge. It just says Soul Charge 2.
Yes.
That's it.
And then here's another Final Rush card, which it's when it attacks or boosts, if you're in Final Rush, Counterblast, put a rig on your soul, not another one. Choose a card from your soul, put it in your hand.
I mean, I will comment on Time Fissuring Colossus. I would run a 2 of for Time Fissuring, the grade 3 that's in the start deck. It's good in the way of also the restand. It's not a bad tech card.
No, it is not, because it's just when placed on Rearguard, your soul charge. That's also decent. Yeah. But I will say this, the other grade 3 is, in my opinion, a lot better for what the deck is doing, because in order to restand, it's a soul charge of a soul blast of 5. This card does not help you get the soul charge, but the other one does, which makes it a lot more viable. And it's still a plus 10,000. That's still perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And this is,
But we
like I
can.
said, in my opinion, you are replacing all of these with the other one.
Mm,
But
but
that
we
is
can
my
talk
opinion.
about. We can talk about tech cards when we do our deck profiles.
Yes, which we will be doing deck profiles. Whether then most likely will be on Tabletop Simulator. We're just gonna wait till all of the cards are written in English.
Yeah.
So bear with us. But yeah, now Justice gets to talk about his Morikawa baby.
All right. So, in my opinion, this is a must-have. Grand Heavenly Sword Alden. Basically, what it do is it's basically a grade 3 pot of greed. When this unit is placed on rear guard, counterblast 2, soul blast 1. Yes, the counterblast is pretty heavy for the cost, but it's worth it, trust me. Choose a card from your hand and call it to rear guard circle. Okay. For such a heavy cost, you get to just call a unit onto the field. But that's not all. If you call grade 3, you get to draw 2 cards, which is where the pot of greed comes in. So, in the long run, that Counterblast 2 is worth it.
Plus, the
Because,
deck doesn't really counterblast as much as if I remember.
no, not at all. It does a lot of soul blasting
I think
and discarding.
I think the only time you had the counterblast that wasn't this card's effect was to get stuff out of horny jail.
That's it. Yeah. But this makes up for all the counterblasts.
Also, when it attacks, as long as you have three or more grade 3 units, it's an
It's an 18K.
18 attacker,
Yeah.
not booster.
Yeah. Base attacker, yeah.
Next, we got the immune to horny jail knight himself, the Knight of War damage.
Yes, he is he he sadly lost his twig and berries in the war. That's why he says Knight of War damage, so he can't get the horn dog. That's
Well,
why he's immune to horny
it's
jail.
not just horny jail, it's anything because the opponent
Yeah.
can't choose him for card effects.
But yeah, so basically that's your continuous. And auto and rearguard circle to help with your Alden effects. When this unit attack hits, counter charge 1 and soul charge 1.
Yep.
So it kind of is a recycle tool for your Alden, basically. These two cards go hand in hand.
And then this is Justice's little tech card that he thinks.
Yeah, this is an exception because this is both a tech and a staple, in my opinion.
Well, like I said, it's a staple in his opinion. In my opinion, it's a niche tech card. And by mean because the definition of a staple means you're running 3 or 4 of these in your deck. I can see this definitely running like 1 or 2 of, which that's the definition of a tech card.
I run 3 in this deck. I run 3 in mine,
which is why my deck building is different than yours. Now, what did he do? Why do you play him the way you do? What do he do?
All right, for if you have 3 or more grade 3 units for the hefty cost of Soul Blasting 2, you get all your grade 3 units get boost until end of turn. So, yeah, it gives your grade 3s usefulness and not just attacking. They can boost now. And I'd say it's actually not just, it wouldn't be just for Bastion, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it. When this guy over here starts talking about Hex Orb.
No, this is not Hex Orb.
No?
No.
Alright, well then, I tried.
No.
But anywho.
But I say, yeah, when you said is like, no, you stick with Bastion, let me deal with the other one because I know what the heck it does. And no, this does not help because you know why?
Alright.
You will never have a grade 3 in the back row.
True.
Never. And that Soul Blast 2 could be used for something more useful.
Yeah.
And your last card.
We have our basically a grade 3 shield. Which is actually Annualist. Yeah. Continuous on Guardian Circle. Yes, Guardian Circle. It sadly does not intercept. If this intercept, it would not be a common. I can tell you that much.
No, it still would have
But
been a common for one reason. You really wouldn't want to put this in the front row.
no. But you want these in your hands. So, in my opinion, a 3 or 4 of. In my opinion.
I
Again,
still
this deck
I
is
still
grade 3 heavy.
I
This
still
deck is
say
grade 3
like
heavy.
maybe a 2 of because
Alright.
you have to realize it gets +5 for each 2 grade 3s.
Yeah.
In my
So
opinion, you can
it's
just
situational.
the highest
It's
it will get
situational. Is a 15k shield.
is 15, which with how decks work nowadays, from what I'm seeing, you will never have that. You will always have this will be a 0k shield. Example,
Yeah.
Horny Jail. I can easily get rid of all your grade 3s because I know they're important to you.
Mm.
And at most you'll have 2, so it's like, okay, so it's a 5k. Guess what? Replace that with a grade 2 and it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can see if
but like
you
I said,
don't.
I wouldn't play this at 3. I would play this at 2, but that's me.
I would say if you don't put rooks in your back middle column and have a grade 3 in there, then it could maybe go up to a 20k shield, but that's it. It would just be the clemency of a
No,
V
Justice,
heal.
its highest can only be 15, because it's 5 for every 2. So that's
including itself.
again, Justice,
So
2, 4, 6. You cannot have 8. The max you can have with the 6 circles plus Guardian Circle, unless you play more than one of these, unless you're gonna put more than one, its
True.
highest will ever be as a single is 15.
True. Yeah. Okay. Never mind then. But anywho, yeah. So I guess 2 or 3 of. Maybe not a 3 or 4, but yeah.
Yeah, like a 2 or 3 definitely, but like you never run this at 4. It's too clunky.
No. Mm-hmm.
And then what? All right, last card you wanted to talk about.
All right, Remission Swordpanel. It's a good 1 or 2 of, in my opinion, because again, hefty cost of counterblast 2, but when this unit attacks, it gets +1 crit. So this would be in this situation.
If you have 3 or more of grade 3 units, which is key.
Yeah, so basically this would be what you put down after a Persona Blast, Persona Ride, which we both found out that it is kind of like a Force 1 marker. It's permanently there.
Force 1 for the front row.
Yeah. It's permanently there.
For the rest of the turn.
And then, yeah. So, you would be attacking with 23 and a crit if you have 3 or more grade 3 units, including... Yeah, it includes itself, too.
Justice, all of them have been including themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, so you would all you would need is 1 more grade 3 on the field, and it would instantly get the crit.
Yep. All right.
So
that's it for Keita. We took too long talking about that. Now let's talk about the Sylvans with Scare Bear. What does it do? What does it do? Well, when it's in the back row, and this attacks, you counterblast 1. Choose one of your other rear guards, and guess what? They get this guy's power. So at most, at least 10k plus 10k to any of your rear guards. The other rear guards get 10k. Or if you attacked with the Vanguard first, guess what? You put in power to this if the attack already hits, because then you can give the power to this and someone else.
Yeah,
it's
so
fun.
basically it would be 15, and it only stacks from there.
Or you put an over trigger on this.
Yeah, basically. It gets
so
fun.
in anything in Stoichia, if you get an over trigger, you always wanna put during drive checks, you put the original plus power to this, because Scare Bear. And guess what? If you have more than one of these,
oh yeah, they will be like the Care Bears, friendship happens in numbers.
So think about it. You have 3 of these in your back row, right? You put the over trigger. You attack with the Vanguard first. You get an over trigger. You give it to one of these. They all can attack. Guess what?
Oh God!
100 million. You get a guard this with a perfect guard? No? Okay. It's a fact. I'm giving that to this. 200 million? You gonna guard that? No? Okay. Guess what? 300 million?
Lawrence, I thought of a mad lad idea. Except for one different rear guard, have the majority of your field be Scare Bears.
No,
just basically pass the puck.
That's what I just said. That's what I just described.
I know. It's beautiful.
And but you have to realize it's only back row. So you only have 3 of them will do that. That's why I said 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Guess what? You see my front row? 3 million. Yeah. That's guaranteed 4 attacks if that will hit if your opponent does not perfect guard any of those attacks.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, Justice, I gotta read. Hold on. I gotta read that later. But next up, we'll do this one.
All right, Spurring Maiden. Basically, if any of your units get retired, this is basically your recycle back from the drop. For as much Soul Blast heavy this Magnolia deck is, this is a pretty good card to have in your deck. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle from hand, let's be specific on that. Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose a grade 2 or less from your drop, call it to Rearguard Circle, and it gets power +5. So if someone tries to get rid of your Scare Bear, you could just bring it back.
Yeah, or if you had to use it for guarding, it's fine. But remember though, here's your field. This in one of your front row rearguard circles. Your back row, all Scare Bears. And you got an over trigger. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 3 million. Ha 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 ha.
And I've actually seen a pretty decent combo, which I will summarize real quick. Basically, Spurring Maiden to Perfect Guard from drop. Called Perfect Guard. Opponent's turn. Your opponent attacks you. Ghost Chase. Ghost Chase your Perfect Guard back to hand. You use Perfect Guard right then and there.
Which I will say this, and I've said this before. This is a Stoichia.
It's a clunky combo.
Stoichia is a combo clan.
Yeah.
So when you do stuff like that, you got to think: is this worth the cost that I'm putting into it?
That's why I would run a 2 or 3 of in this.
But yeah, that's it for those. Now we will start talking about BAM!
All right, time for Ninja of Darkness, Bear Magnus. He looks like a freaking ninja, I swear.
Bear Magnus. Here you go, Justice. Have fun.
In my opinion, he looks like the reincarnation of Master of Fifth Element.
I can see that.
Lie. So this deck is what Dark Irregulars was, and always will be. Soul, dummy, thick soul. Basically, its effect is when this unit attacks, cost counterblast 1, measly 1 counterblast, and perform all of the following according to the number of cards in your soul. 5 or more, you draw a card. Easy. 10 or more, this unit gets power +10 and a crit until end of battle. That's your magic number that you want for this card. You want to hit the 10. If you can hit the 15, that's just icing on the cake. both you and your opponent put all of your rear guards into your soul. So I guess that kind of helps out with Stoichia in the way of you get a shit ton of soul into your Vanguard.
Correct.
And then you choose up to 2 cards from your own soul, the player who's playing Magnus, call those units, and they get power plus 10 until end of turn. So that is fun.
Correct.
It's a techie deck, and if done right, you can have a lot of fun before you deck out. Deplete your deck.
Correct.
So let's talk about
the
ride deck.
The ride deck for this is as followed. This is the grade 3. Here's the grade 2.
Grade 2. When this unit is rode upon by that grade 3, you get to put a card from hand into your soul, draw a card, and soul charge 1. So you're basically plussing 2 soul and plussing 1 to hand.
And
which is awesome.
And if you place this on Rearguard Circle, Counterblast 1 and just soul charge.
Which
2.
basically is like what the hell's the card? I'm looking through my Dark Irregular deck over here. I know I've seen this somewhere. It's not Emblem Master.
It's probably Yellow Bullet or Yellow Lightning.
It might be Yellow Bolt. It might be Yellow Bolt. It's either that. It's not Gwyn the Ripper either. Damn.
It doesn't matter. It's basically an old Dark Irregular card. I mean, look at the artwork. Come on.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Then
to
we
number
get to
one.
the grade 1, which is
easy. Placed on Vanguard, you soul charge. That's it. No cost when placed.
This is definitely just a 1-card ride deck. You don't need to have this in your deck.
Oh yeah, no, you don't.
Because it's just meh.
Yeah. Plus, it's a common.
Next, we got the best tech.
Yeah.
For any Dark States deck, Mr. Gun Ram himself. What does he do?
Gun Ram.
Hey, you place it on Rearguard Circle, soul charge. That's all you need to hear. That's literally the only thing you need to hear.
Yeah.
It has an additional thing to Soul Blast 3 to draw 1, but here's the thing. At that point, if you're soul charging 3 to draw 1, you either already have game or you just want more shields just for backup, or you're desperate as all hell.
Yeah, or if you just have enough soul in
That's what I'm saying, Justice. You don't.
You can just blast it and plus
you
1.
never have. That's the thing. Always having a big soul is not bad.
No.
So that's why I'm saying, like, if you already have game, you know you will, but you just want to double check. Soul charge 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or soul blast, and then we have the basic grade 3 backup grade 3.
Mm-hmm.
In all fairness, there's no longer technically backup grade 3s. They're just your rearguard grade 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's what this is. Have fun, Mr. Phantasma Magician Curtis.
All right, Curtis. What Curtis does when this unit is placed on rearguard, so you won't be riding this anytime soon.
Like I said, I don't with how since we got the ride deck, there's no longer backup grade 3s.
Yeah. Which thank God for ride deck because there's no such thing as G-Assist anymore either. G-Assist is gone. But if your Vanguard is the grade 3 Barrel Magnus, you soul charge 2. That's it. And also act Rearguard Circle. If your soul has 10 or more cards, Counterblast 2, and all your front ring units get plus 5. But if you really want to go ham, it says act. Notice it's not once per turn. You could literally just Soul Blast 4, Counterblast 4, and give your entire front row plus 10. If you really want to go mad
because Barrel Magnus's effect is a counterblast, so you really probably are not going to be using that act ability a lot.
if you want to be a mad lad, then go for it.
And then we get the effect, Crawl You
Crawl you
Insects.
I love that freaking name. I love that order name. It's literally what they are supposed to be. They're supposed to be flavor names, not so much what they were, I should say. But you get to play this with the Counterblast 1, and then Soul Charge 1. Then choose one of your units, probably Barrow Magnus. I feel like that's what you would do. And it gets power plus 10 until end of turn for every 5 cards in Soul. So that would be plus 30 if you met that 15 cards in Soul requirement. And then if your Soul has 10 or more, you get to draw. So
let's just say you go through your deck very quickly.
Mm-hmm. But this card is supposed to be a game ender. Like when, basically, in the old format, when you would call final turn, basically this is what you would use to kind of claim final turn for this deck. So, I believe that is Bear Magnus. You're up.
Yay, we get to talk about the OTT/Genesis cards. Hell yeah! So, what does this do? Well, when your drive check reveals a trigger unit, choose one of your rear guards, gains an additional plus 10. And if you Persona Road this turn, Counterblast, Soul Blast, reveal 1 crit or front from your hand, put it on top of your deck, and plus 1 drive. Hell yeah.
So what would be your trigger lineup for this deck, Lawrence?
At this point, I don't know. Because this one, it varies. You don't, it all depends on all the other cards and how you build the deck. Because you can build this to be crit heavy, to be front heavy, so it's just pressure.
But I don't think you would use that many draws.
Oh yeah, you'd be using draws to draw your own triggers, and draw to get another Hexorb Magus.
So basically, 4 fronts, 4 crits, 4 heals, 3 draws, 1 over.
You say that, I'm probably thinking like you can have it so it's 8 fronts or 6 fronts and 5 draws. Like it could be whatever. It will vary based on what you want the deck to do.
Yeah.
Next, we got Pentagleam, which is the grade 2 ride deck, which is just like, oh, hey, if voted upon by Hexorb, top 3 cards of your deck, you put them on top of your deck in any order. Ooh. And then placed on the Rearguard circle, look, top card of your deck, you put it at the top or bottom of the deck. If you put it on the bottom of the deck, plus 2 to this thing.
So
again, it's OTT. This is literally OTT.
From what you're saying, if what Pentagleam Sorceress does what I think it does, it's kind of like the new Battle Sister Fromage. Discard a card from hand, look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of units with Battle Sister in her different card names, put each card you looked at either on the top or bottom of the deck in any order. So you're basically filtering triggers. It's trigger filter.
Yep. And then you get the grade 1 ride, which if it's rode by Pentagleam, you kind of blast and draw a card. And this effect, when it reveals a trigger unit, you choose one of your opponent's front move rearguards and put up at the bottom of your deck.
Yeah, it's the grade 1 is fun.
It is fun. Then you got like the grade 3 that you can use, which is Divine Sister. What is that? Lepesto.
Yeah.
Which if you reveal a trigger, Counterblast 2, stand this thing plus 5.
Yeah, and I would say you would run all 3 Divine Sisters in this deck, in my opinion.
Again, I have to deal with the deck, and then we got Painkiller Angel, which I think is like a decent, I like it. Because what does it do at the end of the battle? It boosts. You just Soul Blast and retire this, and you draw a card. Which this helps more than you think.
Yeah.
But that's really just Hexorb. Hexorb was easy because I know what the heck it does. It's old school. It's basically like, it's literally Genesis and OTT. That's what this is.
Genesis and OTT grew up.
Correct. Now Justice
All
can
right.
have fun with this guy.
From the depths of the sea, alchemy is brewing, with Zorga at the helm. We got Mysterious Rain Spiritualist Zorga. What it does is what's called alchemagic. Basically, when you would play a normal order, you can bind a normal order with a different card name from your drop and combine the costs. And then you add the effect to that card that you chose on the field, either on the field, in the drop, hand, whatever. And then in Grand Blue fashion, Counterblast 1, choose a card from your drop and call it to Rearguard. And that's once per turn.
Yep.
So, Grand Blue. Enough said.
Alright, and then for the ride deck, you got the grade 2 right here. That's the Black Tears Husk Dragon.
For this one, why don't we start with the grade 1? There's actually a order to this.
Alright, then you got Rancor Chain. Have fun.
So,
buddy.
Rancor Chain, what it does is you Soul Blast one, you draw 2 cards, choose up to 1 order card from your hand and discard it. If you do not discard the order, choose 2 instead of 1 card and discard them. And it has the if you played an order this turn, this unit gets power 2k, whatever. Now you're asking, well, I discarded this order. Am I able to get it back? Well, Black Tears Husk Dragon has your answer. When this unit is placed on Vanguard, choose up to 1 normal order from your drop, and you get to put it back in your hand. Again, if you played an order this turn, this gets power plus 5k, whatever.
Yep. You will only be playing 1 of each in the ride deck, judging by what they do.
Yeah.
Next, we got the little Inhumans Maiden.
Which is ironic that it's like a Neonectar-esque card, but it's good for the Grand Blue deck. I laughed at that when I saw that.
This is them showing you, just because it looks like a Neonectar doesn't mean it's Neonectar.
It's good, yeah.
It's showing you what they mean by this is lands. This is nations, not clans anymore.
Yeah, it's basically watered down magic. You got your 5 colors, yada yada yada. Anyways, so auto, when this unit is placed on Rearguard, you get to mill 3 cards. And then act on Rearguard circle, does not say once per turn. Well, I mean, it won't have to, because you get to retire this unit. Till the end of the turn, the next time you would play an order as Alchemagic, you literally do not have to pay the Soul Blast. So there is an order for Alchemagic that asks for Soul Blast. You don't get to Soul Blast. You don't have to Soul Blast, which is awesome. So let's go for the backup grade 3 that, spoiler alert, you're going to be not using for a while. After a while, I should say. So when this unit attacks a Vanguard on Rearguard circle, if your bind zone has an order card, this unit gets power plus 5. So you're attacking with an 18k power. Whatever.
Which, in all fairness, at this point, you don't have to run a grade 3. You don't have to run this.
No.
You can choose to only run 4 Zorga.
Yeah. And the rest could be orders.
Exactly. Which, we have the 3 orders right now. We have Cursed Soul, Squirming in Agony. We have Grief, Despair, and Rejection, as well as Spiritual Body Condensation. Which these 3, in my opinion, these are the normal orders that I feel like you would be running.
Yeah.
There's probably more that you can look at. These are the 3 that I picked. But this is the only one that has the word Alchemagic in it.
I do want to direct the attention to, I myself will bring this up. If you wanted to run a different order for Magnolia, we have Tearing Malice, which played us with retire 2 Rearguards, draw a card, put this card into your soul, and countercharge 1. So that could be your possible soul charge for Magnolia.
Yes,
But
and I
it's
will
whatever you want to do.
and I will say this: you have to realize with that one, it has a hefty price of retiring 2 Rearguards.
Yeah. Which you can bring back with Spurring Maiden.
You can, but you also, like I said, you got to
It's
think:
not worth it.
is
It's
it
not
worth
worth
it?
it.
No. So don't do it.
So that's Zorga in a nutshell, I guess.
Well, we'll go over this. We'll talk about the 2 non-Alchemagic one, because this is the one you will always have for Alchemagic because it
Yeah.
has an effect for it. What this one does is you Soul Blast 2, then you look at the 4 cards at the top of your deck, choose one of them, choose one unit among them, call it to Rearguard, and discard the rest. And if this is Alchemagic, you do 2 instead of 1, and those units also get +5. So this is the one this is the only card that benefits off of an Alchemagic. This is here because it has Zorga in its name. What do? If you counterblast 1, and if your Vanguard is Zorga, you choose 3 units and they get +10.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, you could use
Spiritual
that
Body. This one is choose a card with grade from your drop zone that's equal or less than your Vanguard and call it to Rearguard for the just measly cost of Soul Blast. So you can particularly have 3 Rearguard slots filled with this and Cursed Souls.
Yeah. But with that Inheritance Maiden, they're free. Basically.
Yes. Well,
actually, hell, you could use that grade 3 and grade 1 that are Soul Blast, and you wouldn't have to pay a damn thing.
Correct. Alright. Have fun with your Link Joker S cards, boy.
Alright, Orfist. So, we got the Link Joker S cards. Basically, this deck, like the prison deck, is set order. All about them set orders, and
which your set orders is as followed: your Howling Moonlit Night, and you're in the darkness nobody knows, which this one you probably will be dropping in the next set, but we don't care right now because this is only set 1 in the decks. So continue, Justice.
So I can hear the JoJo fans in the comments yelling out Zoeldo, and yes, you'll be correct. They are world cards, world orders. It's
and for all you people,
a new world order. Ha!
And for all you people who are already sick of those jokes, trust me, you're not the only one. But
anywho,
let's continue.
Vanguard Rearguard. During your turn, if your world is Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, which
we'll go over later.
Yeah, which he can go over later.
We'll go over later. Continue.
It gets power +5. So again, 18k power. Then, its interesting thing is if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, counterblast 2 and call up to 3 Shadow Army tokens. Let's bring those up, shall we?
Don't have to. They're right here.
I know. But just so people can see what they look like. Notice they are not a Dark Irregular or Dark States token. They are Brandgate. Basically, it's a 15k booster. The Shadow Army tokens are 15k boosters, which with the prison deck, they would just get retired. They wouldn't go into the prison. Because there are tokens. They are not technically units.
Correct.
So
next, we'll talk about the grade 1 ride.
So when this unit is placed on Vanguard, you get to search your deck.
You didn't say his name. What the heck's wrong with you?
We got Carnonoid Rotis.
Now do you do this?
Which, when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, search deck for up to 1 Voldo card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. So you're searching for Howling Moonlit Night.
Yes. The other one is meh.
That one is more what you would want in your hand.
Next.
And then both of them have the second effect of if you have a world card or in your if you have a set or a world is Abyssal Dark Knight, yada yada, +2, +5, all that
Which
fun stuff.
again, 1 and 1. Next.
So if a world order card is
You didn't read the name again.
I mean, for those watching this video can probably read it, but people who can't read,
I'm about to say
because reading is hard.
Since when
Cardinoid Cubicia.
Since when has that stopped you from reading everything on the card before?
Anyhow, when a world is put in your order zone, you get to choose one of your units, either itself or whoever, and it gets power +5 until end of turn. So it's a basic bitch, to be honest.
Also, Justice, you have to realize we're counting this as a podcast. Podcasts don't really have this. We got audio listeners too, boy.
Okay.
So
we got that.
I will talk about the orders, which they are set orders. When you play, we'll talk about the Howling Moonlit Night. It is when you play this card, you Soul Blast, and when this is put in your order zone, you draw a card. So basically, you Soul Blast and draw. And your order zone only has world cards in it. The following effects are in play. If you have one world card in your order zone, it's your world is technically considered Dark Knight. If you have 2 or more, your world is considered Abyssal Dark Knight.
So basically, Dark Knight and edgy Dark Knight.
Correct.
It gets more emo as the night goes on.
And then for the grade 3, the grade 3 one in the Darkness Nobody Knows is Soul Blast. Choose one of your opponent's front row rearguards and retire it. It's meh. Like, this one will definitely get replaced, if not barely played at all. You'd probably only play, like, in my opinion, 2 to 3 of this. And it has the same order zone, the continuous order zone effect. It's the same as the other one.
Yeah, one lets you +1 in hand, one pops off a rear guard on your opponent's side, basically.
Right, next, we got Lightning Thief Monster, Jabatel.
Which apparently gives you Deleter vibes.
The artwork looks like Deleter, and you can't deny that.
Oh, no, I mean, the race is literally alien, so...
Correct. All right, Justice,
Deleter
what do you do?
Alien. So, basically, if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, when this unit would attack, it attacks an entire column.
Yep, lots of fun.
It's fun.
That is, yep, and it's a Vanguard effect, because like I said, this is not the only... If it has a Vanguard effect on a grade 3, that means it has a deck based around it. Alright, then we got a Useful Recharger.
We got Wally. Actually, no, we got Baymax. We basically got Baymax.
No, this is, you know that little sweeper guy in Wally? That's what this is.
Okay, yeah, true. So, when this unit is put on Guardian Circle, so you would actually be guarding with this, counter +1, and if you roll this Dark Knight, +5, so it's a 10k shield. But, if it's Abyssal Dark Knight, it becomes a 15k shield until end of turn. Then it's a nice card.
Then we get the card that is useful in both Prison and World deck, and that is Detonation Mutant.
Mecha Godzilla.
Bomberline. What does it do?
Godzilla.
If at the end of the battle, this unit boost, if you have an order zone, if your order zone has a set order, you put this in your soul and you counter charge.
Yep, you basically soul charge and counter charge.
And next, for the decks in the
we come to the disappointment.
We come to the deck that has the potential to be decent.
Yeah.
But it did not get enough support for what it needs. And that
it was the bottom of the cookie jar.
The bottom of the barrel. Up Shit's Creek without a paddle. And that is Eugene. Poor Eugene.
F in the chat. F in the
chats
please.
For Eugene. Not to be confused with Eugene from Yu-Gi No. That Eugene's actually not terrible.
Pour one out for the homie. Pour one out for the homie. But anyways, what it does, I guess we can start with the grade 1.
Well, no. Actually. What we'll do, I can take care of this.
Go ahead. Have fun.
Once per turn, you rest 2 rearguards, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, and retire it. And this gets +1. Or +10 to end a turn. And if opponent's rearguard was retired this turn, you Soul Blast 5. Look, the same number of cards on the top of your deck as the number of cards, number of open rearguard circles your opponent has. And choose any unit cards among the number of cards you looked at, and call them to Rearguard Circle, and put the rest into your soul.
Which, thankfully, this deck soul charges immensely, so you're able to pull off the Soul Blast 5 easily.
Next,
which he will talk to you about.
Which we will look at the Grade 1 ride, which is a gunning of Duststorm Nigel. Smashing. His effect's not very smashing, though.
No.
What does he do? When run upon by the Grade 2 ride deck guy, you soul charge. That's obvious. And when your opponent's Rearguard is retired during your main phase, you counterblast one and retire this unit, and choose one of your opponent's Rearguard and retire it. This is one of the few coincidences where the ride deck card is actually also really good in the main deck as well. So you would definitely be. This is the definite 4 of.
This is basically what Narukami used to be before V, without the bind.
Yes. And then we get to the Grade 2 ride guy himself, Cataclysmic Bullet of Duststorm Randor. What do he do? When he's run upon by Disappointment in Artillerist of Duststorm Eugene. No, that is not his name. I just really described what he is in this, sadly. You draw a card, choose up to one card in your drop, and put it in your soul. Not bad. So, and as a Vanguard and Rearguard effect, I like this. This is very good so far. When this unit attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less Rearguards, counterblast 1, soul charge 1, and this unit gains +5. Now, this one is definitely a one of ride deck card. Because that Vanguard / Rearguard effect, it's only good on the Vanguard. It's not really, you don't really care for it. It doesn't add to anything. Next, you got your Rearguard Grade 3, which is a Tachikaze card, surprisingly. You got Penetrate Dragon Tribash, because he's a Triceratops, so Tribash.
That penetrates.
That penetrates. What do we do? Well, when your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less Rearguards, put this card in your soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and guess what? It gains a crit.
So it makes Eugene tolerable.
Yes. Then we got a Drag Rider Diebax. When he's placed on the Rearguard Circle, counterblast 2, soul charge 1, choose one of your opponent's Rearguards, retire it.
And pop it, yeah.
And then we got a card that helps a lot, which is Stealth Fiend Shigemagado. I don't care if I said it wrong. Sue me. But what does she do? Well, when your opponent's Rearguard is retired during your main phase, you retire this one, look at the top card of your deck, and call that unit call a unit among them, which you look at the top card of your deck. You put it on the Rearguard or put it in the soul. I don't know why it says I don't know why it's worded the way it is.
You may call a unit card from among that top card.
Yeah, it says among them. My response is that's the way it's worded. What makes it sound like
taken out the among it.
Yeah, them. The way they worded this made it sound like you can do more than one. It is weird.
Yeah. So basically, it's gonna say, I think it's gonna get eroded to saying, you may call a unit card to Rearguard Circle. If you don't call it, you get to put in the soul instead. Basically.
Yeah, it's just. But yeah, doesn't matter. Now that's it for the decks. Now we get to talk about the thing that I totally forgot about. Let's talk about the over triggers, shall we?
Yeah, let's.
So here's this is the basic bitch. What does it do? Here's what all over triggers do. You can only have one over trigger in a deck. When revealed as a trigger, remove that card, draw a card, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 1 million power to the end of the turn. If revealed during the drive check, however, you gain the additional effects. Now, each overtrigger has a different additional effects based off of what nation. This one is just the basic bitch.
And also, because to me, originally, reading was indeed hard, and I thought that the effect would go off when damage checked, not drive checked.
Correct.
So yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because what does this do? Oh, just another one of your units gain 10 million. That's all.
Yeah, basically.
That's all he does.
100 million, yeah.
100 million. It's what he does. He
Basically,
basically he
yeah.
does the over triggered twice.
Yeah.
Next we have I'm doing this in start deck order. So then we have the Dragon Empire one, which is Dragon, which I don't care about the names. What does it do? You stand your Vanguard. That's what
You
it does.
restand them, yeah.
That's what he
Which,
do.
kind of, from what I've seen from other YouTubers talking about this over trigger, it kind of got the dump.
Again, yeah, it's all right, but in all fairness, it doesn't matter. In my opinion, you're better off running the bog standard over trigger. Like in my opinion, this one's better because if the Vanguard attack already hit, you just gave your two rear guards 1 million power.
Yeah.
Or 10 million, 100 million power.
Though I did hear from the presentation this morning that Maury said that you should still hold on to the over triggers that come out in BTO1 because they will not be reprinted for a long time.
Which, yeah, it's like I said, you still want to keep if you for the whatever clan you want, always try to at least pick up one of each over trigger, which they all look good anyway. So pick them up because you never know. Like you don't have to worry about this one because this has 5 printings right now. Because it's the only difference. The only difference between every one of them. You see this effect, right? That thing right there. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
So next we'll talk about Dark Stages, which what does it do? You get during your turn, all of your Vanguards get +10 and a crit till end of this fight.
Permanent. Yes, permanently until the end of that match.
So it's really good.
So it's basically Baron Magnus's effect, but permanent. And you want to drive check this over trigger right on turn 2.
Which again, over triggers are still good because even if you don't, if they're basically heals if you get them during the damage step.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's it. This one is better than the Dragon Empire, but it's not fine.
This one, I don't know how to feel about this over trigger.
This one is I think it's really good.
Yeah, only as a drive check. Other than that,
I mean, Justice, they're all better as a drive check.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, over triggers, what do they do when they're like? Because no matter what, you're still getting the +100 million regardless. It's just the additional effects are gonna change. That's it. For over trigger in Keto Sanctuary, this is amazing because literally at the end of until the end of your turn, all your rear guards get drive checks. This is amazing in both decks. In my opinion, though, this is way better in Hex Orb because yeah, that's really good. But yeah, like I said, this is amazing. This is really good.
So, but in my opinion, I would run the vanilla over trigger and Bastion, to be honest. This works better in Hex Orb.
Like I said, I still think this is better, but that's me. Next, we get into probably the best unit. I think this is the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, what over triggers were meant to be. This, in my opinion, is what the vanilla over trigger was meant to be. Basically, a rainbow trigger.
So what does it do?
All 4 triggers.
Well, in all fairness, you're drawing 2 cards now. Then you choose one of your units. It gains a crit until end of turn. All your front row units get +10. And if your damage zone has more than your opponent, you heal.
It's
Which
a rainbow trigger.
in I will say this: this is amazing in Stoichia. Like this is amazing. Trust me, this is like I will say this. This is very good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is definitely the
Without
one
a
you were
doubt.
running in Stoichia.
In both,
100%.
actually. Yeah. No vanillas here.
No. Next, we have the Brant Gate, which, what does he do? You double the power and crit of all front row units until the end of the turn.
Yeah.
It's meh. It's good, but it's also
Like,
meh.
yeah. Like, this is like a game ender thing.
This one, I gotta say this. You hope that you get this at the second check, because first check crit, you give it to your Vanguard. Second check is this. That's really good.
Yeah, it becomes a 4 crit rather than a 3 crit.
Yes. And that's basically it to talk about.
Yeah.
To some what do we got for closing, Justice? What do you got to end this podcast?
Well, I'd say I will predict that Eugene gets better support in the next set.
We hope
And
Eugene gets better support.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I have a feeling Stoichia is probably going to be like one of Stoichia and Dark States coming out of the booster set 1 are going to be the powerhouse decks to beat. Like 100%. And then Dragon Empire and Kita Sanctuary are going to fight with each other for third place. And then we just got Eugene, and like it's just I don't know. But I do know that it looks Stoichia is definitely going to be up there. Like 100%. It is up there.
I mean, I can tell you this much. Bastion is getting a lot of support. Gonna get a lot of support. Judging by what the card list on the new booster says.
I will tell
you another spoiler alert. Festival Collection 2021. It didn't do too well in the way of support. Like, it had some good highlights, but not too great. You may as well have pick up singles for it.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, it's basically shiny. If you want, it's shiny reprints of stuff. That's all it is.
It's bling, basically. It's a bling box.
It's a bling, bling.
I mean, what would you say in Yu-Gi-Oh terms that the Festival Collection is? It's like the gold reprint.
If that.
The gold border deck. I mean, booster.
If that, like it's a
Millennium Gold or whatever.
Justice, you have to realize Yu-Gi-Oh has so many like reprint sets, it doesn't even matter. If anything, if you want, like, if it's a bling, it's just a Megaton. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because that's all Megatons are bling. With a few new cards splashed into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, not worth buying a whole box over. Maybe getting packs at most. But definitely getting just singles. Just getting singles. I mean, there are some good Bruce cards in that. Good prison cards in that.
Yeah, it's just
like here and there.
It's not bad, but not good either.
Yeah, it's an indifferent box. Definitely look more towards the next booster.
I am, and I don't even care what's in it. I'm just in it. I just saw one card. That's all I'm interested in.
Oh yeah, I know exactly.
And you know, Justice, if you pull any of that shit, I'm just gonna be like, hey, yoink.
Yeah, basically.
You know damn well he is my boy. I will always, yes.
Yeah, the Whirl Robo. Yeah.
All right, if you guys like this, let us know. I do want to do more podcast type stuff like this in the future for Overdress and other Vanguard content. Like, not even Vanguard content. If you just want us to do like a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, let me know. I'll have like Yu-Gi-Oh segments when I can get like Zach or other guys that I know to join in, have fun, talk shit. I think, in all fairness, me and Zach can have a whole little conversation on how I think Konami should fucking do their shit, but that's beside the point.
But I can tell you on our Friday agenda, definitely start deck openings, start deck opening video, possibly a sneak preview opening of the booster set 1 if it comes in the mail for me. And then we will react more towards the V collection reaction and predictions of what our hopes and dreams are and whether they will be crushed or not.
Yep. We're gonna be doing a bunch of bulk recordings.
And
we're doing a bunch of recordings on Friday.
Yeah. And if we'll have to storm down to Bushy Road and demand Daikaiser or not.
So I'm saying this right now. This is our last hope for Daikaiser. If we don't get Daikaiser in this, we're never getting Daikaiser, and it's gonna be disappointment out the ass. And to add more insult to me saying Overdress should have happened in 2022.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I will laugh if we get Inhumans rather than Daikaiser.
I wouldn't mind if we got Inhumans and Daikaiser because I think Inhumans weren't bad, but it's just give us Daikaiser, please. We've been bugging, like every Dimensional Police player has been bugging, saying give us Daikaiser, please. Give us Daikaiser. You've given us all the upgrades that all the other main clans had, but you haven't given us Daikaiser.
I mean, one more thing before we close out on this. I remember DifferentFight's reaction when he first saw Zeal. He literally was taken back like, fuck off. Basically.
Then this means like I'm happy with Zeal. I'm glad we have Zeal.
He's happy afterwards, but right at first he wanted Daikaiser.
Like we're both the same way. Like we wanted Daikaiser. Like give us Daikaiser. It's not like we've been bugging you ever since Dailiner. Really? Yeah. That's the thing. We've been bugging people. We've been bugging since Dailiner.
Yeah, but we'll discuss that more as on Friday. So.
Well, we will record it on Friday. I'm not guaranteeing I'm gonna have it uploaded and posted by Friday.
But yeah, so I guess see you on the flip side.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Bye.